Hello, guys. Good morning. Welcome to the session today. Hope you all are doing good. So, let us start this session. So, if you remember, yesterday we had created a cluster, and after that we have opened the Jupyter lab. This is what we are trying to do now. For example, make it small. Reading, writing. So we are focusing on reading the data. Okay. Read data from multiple systems. For example, I can read the data from some CSV file, some JSON file, some Avro file, some parquet file, and some people might be having doubt like Excel or text files are same. Okay, and some database, nothing but a BigQuery. Database, nothing but a BigQuery. Okay, so this is what we are doing. So we are reading the data from multiple systems like this. So we are reading the data from here, from here, from here. Okay. Similarly, we are going to write the data to the different systems. If you wanted to write it, you can also write it to these systems. Okay. All right. We can also write the data to these systems. Okay, this is how we were doing. And once this is nothing but a write data, we will also be today learning how to write data to the multiple systems. Okay, so this is what it is. So we can also read the data from Google Cloud Storage also, I should mention GCS also. Okay, GCS also I should mention one of that. Okay, here also one of that is GCS. Okay, so this is what we are doing, sir. Now, once these two things are completed, our main step is this is our main step, sir. This reading and writing is very simple, it's a one time activity. But as per the business requirement, we need to transform the data. What, sir? We need to transform the data. So this is our important step that we will be focusing on once reading and writing is completed. Okay, so these are the things that we are focusing on right now. These two things we are focusing on right now. After that, this is our important step. Okay, so now let me go back. Clear workspace, it's still not open. Okay, we have here yesterday's one, you can see. So imported the module and created a Spark session. Read the data from hard-coded values. That is also I wanted to say. So hard-coded values. Hard-coded data. Okay. So this is also we have done. Okay, some hard coded data also we have done it. Okay, so now I'm gonna go. This is how we are creating a data frame from the hard coded data, from CSV file, from JSON file. Today it is Parquet file, and I told like Excel also. I told right, Excel and some database, nothing but a BigQuery Excel file. Okay, let us now try to do the Parquet file. Okay, let me try to go to online and try to get some sample Parquet file. Okay, Parquet file for testing. Okay, okay, so let's see if somewhere we have any Parquet file or what. Data sets. Okay, it is 10 GB. Okay, not worth it. First option, data. Okay, yeah, here it is somewhere we have some Parquet files. Many things are there. Bad data, good data. Okay. List of Parquet files. Let me download one of the Parquet file so that it would be easy for us. Okay, no. Parquet file, sample Parquet file. Okay, here it is. Okay, I think I can download. So we have all the things here. We could have come here. For example, JSON, CSV, Avro also I will tell you guys today. So all of these things we must know. Where is this file? Okay, here it is. Download. Let me click on download. Okay, file is downloaded. Okay, I will go. Okay, user data dot parquet. Okay, so I'm gonna open the cloud storage and I will be keeping it here. So you can see here when we were if we wanted to read the data, what is about this one? So you can see here it is having this parquet data. User data is having this many columns. Almost 13 columns are there, and data types are also there. Okay, so I'm going to keeping that in the cloud storage. Okay, keeping that in the cloud storage. Source bucket. So it is parquet file. Now confirm. Okay, so we have the parquet file ready, sir. How to read the parquet file? Now I'll tell you. Okay, so let me go here and reading the parquet file. Same thing. Need not to do anything. Just copy this syntax. Keep it here. Input path. This is your input path. Click on the parquet file. Copy the path of it. Come here. Paste the path of it. And spark.read.json. No, it's parquet. Parquet is one of the big data formats, sir. It is a compressed file format. What the advantage with the Parquet is that it is a compressed format. You can able to store any amount of data. Okay, so now see here, it's reading. Okay, it's still reading. You can see here, this is how the Parquet data, and you see here the schema also. Okay, so that is how you can able to read the schema also, and you can able to read the data from this particular Parquet file. So this is what is a Parquet file is, and one Avro file also we will see. Avro file. So Avro also we have it here. Avro. So the same thing seems like we have Avro user data. I will call it. I will try to download the same user two only. It's a Avro file, sir. I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna keep Avro. Okay, and go copy this one. Copy the path of it. Paste here the path one time because I will copy this thing. Okay, and what you guys can do is that paste it here, copy this thing, and replace the parquet with the Avro, and I think Avro. Read it out. So what is this one? We cannot read the Avro like this. 1 minute, guys. Spark dot read dot Avro is perfect. What is the problem here? It does not have any data frame reader. I'm not sure what is that. Let's see. Okay, it's a string. Okay, something like this we should use. Okay, okay, they are not using it like that also. Let's try this thing. Okay, read that format. Inside it, I'm gonna use Avro. Okay, sorry, Avro. Path dot read dot format Avro dot load input path. Let's try it out. No. Please deploy the application as per the deployment section of Apache Avro data source guide. Okay, okay, leave that about the browser because what we have done is that while we have selected this thing, we have used the Spark 2.4 and we have to deploy this guide as well. Otherwise, this Avro will not work. So that's the reason it is saying. Otherwise, it so 1 minute I can do one thing. That is the case. So what you can do is that if you have that error, so you may have to, while you are creating the Spark session, right, you have to build that, otherwise it will not work out. So that's what the error is. So if you wanted to do it, just copy this thing. I will try it out. Okay. So app name. Here we have to add some kind of a configurations. Dot config. Need to download this path. built-in Avro support. You can use built-in Avro support. So we need to import this. We need to deploy these things, sir. Otherwise, then only we will be able to use it like this. Okay. So the Spark Avro module is a external, not included in the Spark Submit or Spark Shell by default. As with any Spark application, Spark Submit is used to launch your application. Spark Avro 2.12, its dependencies can be directly added to Spark using the package such as these things. Format Avro, select right Avro, save. Give me a minute, guys. So last time when I have used, I forgot to tell this thing. Spark. That's what I have mentioned already, like this. But I'm just thinking. Spark.read.format avro.load example source main resources uses that avro. That's what we have mentioned. And application submission guide. Let me click on it. No, don't think so. This is the thing. Think this should work, or else I'll mention this one. Or else I'll try mentioning this one. If this is not working out, I'll check later and tell you guys. Okay. Format Apache Spark Avro. Let's try this one. No, something it's not defined. It's saying so. Its Avro is a built-in but external data source module.
Uh,
Spark, please
I
deploy the
think
application.
extra
Yeah.
jars we need to add it here. Extra
So
jars not added.
yeah, that jar that will not be directly available. So we have to create that package and load it. While we are creating the application only, we need to create that package. So that's I'm just thinking. Usually it's a built-in only, so they are directly using it. Okay, that's what I'm just thinking here. You see, that's what they say. To since Avro module is external, there is no data Avro API. To read it, you can just use this one format like this. That's what they say. So as a Spark applicant, submit this launch application and its dependencies can directly add to the phone using the pack. Just thinking we need to add the packages. Okay, let me try one option. Okay, so for example, usually for Spark, let me try this one. No such packages. This is wrong. No. When launching the PySpark, we are using this package option. That's what they have mentioned here, right? So while they are, I don't understand that point. That's not working out. Final try, I can do it with this one, guys. Spark jars, and I would just say whenever I have some packages, I'll be doing like this only. I'm gonna keep it here. Okay, paste it. 5.0 packages. Get our create. So sorry. Okay, it's loaded. And let me take this spy Avro code. No, something is wrong. Even I have used the packages also the same thing, but still it's not able to find the source Avro. Avro is built in, but external data source Avro Apache Avro data source guide. Apache Avro data. Okay, let's not worry about this Avro file format. So I'm gonna tell you later. Okay, so let's park this one. Okay, let's park this one issue. Okay, let's make it as an issue to be fixed. Okay, so this I will be keeping it here. I'm going to tell you later how we are going to do it. So let's not worry about that one for now. Okay, so that's one thing. I can just control it. Okay, now if I wanted to create a data frame from a BigQuery table. Okay, so if we wanted to create a data frame from a BigQuery table, we can do that, guys. That is also fine. We can also do that. For example, so I'll go to the BigQuery. I'll go to the BigQuery, and we might be having some kind of a tables. Okay, we might be having some kind of a table. So maybe this table, let us take any of these tables. Okay. We have loaded all of these things, right? Okay. So customers, or we can also take some public data sets, guys. Okay. So public also we can take because the public data sets will be having plenty of the data. Okay, we have a public data sets you can see here. So it will be having a plenty of the data. If you wanted to take that as an example, you can take it actually. Publications are some patents. So I think it's not a table. Okay, publications. Okay, only okay this many columns. I don't need that many columns. Okay, let me take one of the public data set. This is a public no public data set. I will try to take it, guys. Okay, BigQuery public data set. Okay, so let's take any baseball games post wide. Okay, these columns are in. Okay, this is also any columns. Schedules. Yeah, this is perfect. So let us take this example. I wanted to read this data from this particular table and load it to the BigQuery, load it to the PySpark. For that one, so far it was okay. I should have mentioned it is a DF. Okay, let's fine. That's fine. So DF3 is equal to spark dot read dot format, and we're gonna be mentioning BigQuery here. The format is BigQuery. Okay, once the format is mentioned, so if you wanted to write a query to read the data from some table, what do you mention, sir? You need to mention some kind of a table name, right? If you don't mention the table name, you don't get the table. So table you can mention here, comma, and the table ID you have to mention. Go here, get the ID. This is your ID. Copy it out and paste it here. Okay, so this is the table ID. And what we are doing, sir, we are trying to load the data. So load it. So whenever you use this format option, right? So format with the option and load will come automatically. So that's what I have mentioned here, format. So this is format and load option. Okay, so now you can able to df3 dot show df3 dot print schema. Okay, now you can able to do it. So let's try it out. So we are trying to read the data from one of the public data set that is there in the BigQuery. It's trying to read it out. See here, we able to read it successfully and we are able to show the data as well. Okay, so that is how you can able to read the data from some database, read from some Excel file also we can able to read it, read from some Avro file, parquet file, ORC file. So many things are there. You can able to just read it out from anything. Okay, so that's what we can do. So someone asked like a Excel file, right? So let us try to see that as well. So where that I have mentioned Excel and all. Okay, Excel I have not mentioned here. Let me try to mention that as well here. Somewhere do we have Excel files here? Usually people nowadays are not storing in the Excel formats. Okay. Script, no. Okay, let me try to take some sample Excel file from sample Excel data. Okay. Sample Excel spreadsheet. What is this? Let me open that. Something has downloaded. Financial analysis or something. Okay, I think this works. Okay, so I'm gonna keep this file. This is plenty of the data. Let's not worry about the data. Spark is a very good system. I'm gonna keep that here. Financial analysis. Okay, and go to here. What is that? So I'm gonna copy this entire thing. So Excel cannot be directly read. We have to use the pandas framework from Excel. Usually we don't use Excel. Okay, no one will be storing the data in the form of Excel. Right. Okay. So first Excel path, input path. Okay. The input path is somewhere here. We have kept financial. Copy this path, paste it here. Path dot read dot. I think you do not have a Excel. You can also see here if you wanted to check it out. So spark dot read dot Excel if you try to mention or Excel. Okay, you can't try to directly read the data from Excel. That's not possible. So if you wanted to read it out from the Excel, okay, let's try it out. I think let's try it out. Even I never used it. Okay, we don't actually use it. Someone asked, so that's the reason I'm checking it out. No object has Excel. You see here. It will not be there. So usually Excel format will not be there directly. So we have to use pandas framework only. If you can use the pandas instead of this one. So import pandas as PD. So we have imported. In that case, we can actually uh, copy this path and paste it here. Data frame 4 is equal to PD dot read dot Excel. You can mention this path. Pandas has no object as read. What? Okay, read underscore Excel. No, 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 no. I think read data only, I guess. Pandas read from Excel file. Read underscore only. I have mentioned perfectly then. What is the problem here? Where is that? Read CSV, read to Excel, write data, write data. So read, this is what we have mentioned, right? The file can be reading using the file name as a string or open a file object. Pandas.read underscore Excel and the file name. Perfect. Okay. Something is wrong. Today is not, so nothing is working out. So the same thing we have used. I'm not sure why it's not working out. Missing optionally dependency. Install XLRD. For Excel support, use pip or pandas to install XLRD. Okay. Install XLRD. Okay. Now I have installed. This is making me install everything. Some Pi4 error. This is a connection error. Oh, sorry, it's working. Okay, data from has. Okay, sorry. What was that? To show the data in the pandas. It was. I think it's not show, guys. What was that to show the data in pandas? Anyone knows? Read table, read Excel file. No, no, no. No, usually, if we wanted to show the data, the command is different. I forgot. It is show or show the data frame. String display all the rows on the data frame. Display, I think so. Right? Is it display? Yeah, display. Okay. So display data frame 4. This is the way of showing it. Yeah, you see here, guys. Okay, so we are able to show it. So using the pandas, but it is asked to install few things. I have installed. That's perfectly fine. See here, usually PySpark does not have an inbuilt. You can also do it in the PySpark. That's also fine. But PySpark supports what the PySpark asks us to do is that you have to convert that into the first as a CSV path. Okay, then once you convert it, you will be able to do it. So I can also do the same thing using the PySpark also. But what it will ask me is that first to convert this Excel file to the CSV file. Okay, once you convert that Excel file to the CSV file, then you can able to do it. Okay, so that's how it will work. Now we need not worry about it. Always PySpark supports pandas, so you can always install the pandas and you can read it like this. And it has asked something like some XLRD and Open Excel formats, some modules to be installed. So I have installed. So this is how you can able to read the data from Excel file as well. So you can remove this thing. Continue as. Okay. This is how you can able to read the data from Excel file as well. Yeah. And we have read the data from Excel file, Avro file, Parquet file, JSON file, CSV file, BigQuery, all of those things, hard-coded values also we have done it. Now what we will do is that, we will try to create a one more, rename that book as session 2, and we're going to be focusing on write data. Okay, write data. We will be focusing on write data to the data frame. Okay, so we will be writing it to the different. So how we have written here, right? So I'm gonna write it to the different systems like this. For example, sir, assume that I have a some sample data. Okay, assume that I have a sample data like this. Why it is coming two times? Okay, now see here I have a sample data and schema. Okay, I'm creating a data frame like this. Okay, so once I created a data frame, once I have created a data frame, I'll be able to show the data. Okay, so we have the data here. Now I wanted this to write to CSV file. Okay, write to CSV file. So for that one, what I am trying to do, I'm gonna keep one more folder here. So this is for the input data. I'm gonna create one folder here, write data folder. Okay. I'm gonna keep inside that folder. Okay, all the files, whatever the things I'm writing here, right? All the files will come here only. Okay, so for that one, close this all of these things. Okay, so if I wanted to write it to the CSV file, so what I will do, df1 dot write dot save CSV. Okay, I'm gonna mention where do you want it to save it. Okay, so I wanted to save it here. Okay, save it here. So configuration, copy this path, and I wanted to save it here. And what name you wanted to give? You wanted to give as employee data. Okay, employee data frame, employee CSV. Okay, so this is what it is. If you wanted to keep the header, you can just mention the header is equal to true. Okay, so this is how I wanted to write a data. Whatever the data frame that I have it right here. This data frame now it will be right to this particular folder. Now let us see. We are writing it to the some folder, and it's showing something. Okay, okay. This page figure error I haven't seen. It's still running. Okay, that's actually what I can do is that here I can stop here. So some error with the connection to the this one. It is unable to connect it to this one. Spark issue. So let me restart it. Okay, now I think the connection is there. Kernel unknown. Let's see, run it. Okay, df1 is not defined. Okay, sorry. So restarted it, right? The cluster is very slow. I'm not sure why. It's supposed to be very fast. Again, same. Oh, already exists. That means already we have created in the last step. Okay, write data. It is not here. Okay, refresh it. I didn't see it. GCP morning batch only. I did not have anything here. Okay, it's created. Okay, I should have taken this. I did not take this path. Okay, okay, sorry guys. So what I will do, I will try to delete this thing. Employee CSV came here under. Correct, correct. I will take the full path now. I'll go here and copy this path, and I will mention it here. Okay, so inside that employee CSV. Okay, now let me write it to it. Okay, I think it's done. It will be done. Okay, I'm not sure why. Some issue with the cluster. Okay, anyway, it has ran, I guess. Okay, sorry. Okay, it's failed because we have a retention policy. That's fine, but anyway, it should be here. Okay, refresh. So we have it here. Click on the CSV file. You have here. This is what I want you guys to see. Now, see what has happened here. It has created two files. So let me show you. Download these two files and show you what is the uh, problem with this one. So it is downloading. Okay. See, one record is here. Okay, one record is here. And likewise, if I download the other file as well, if I download the other file as well, so it is, you see here, ID name 1 comma nil, and the other file is having ID2 name Sandeep. So what is happening? Can anyone tell me? Like I have two records. I have only two records. Now the data is stored in these two different files. Can anyone tell me what was the reason? Can anyone tell me what was the reason why it has stored the data in the two different files? Anything? No, nothing. See, it has created a partitions. While storing the data, it has created two partitions. Okay, you don't want that. Okay, if you don't want that, if you have mentioned one more record, it should have come. Actually, we have two machines working, right? So that's the reason two partitions came. So what is happening is that while you are writing the data to the Google Cloud Storage, two different machines are working, and managing the two sample simple files is very easy. So that's the reason it has created a two separate data, two separate files as a partition, two partitions. So the data is partitioned now. So you don't want that. I want it to be a single file. In such scenarios, this is one way with the partitions. If you wanted to go with the partitions, and if you don't want it to go with the partitions, copy the same thing and paste it here without partitions. If you wanted to mention without partitions, you have to use repartition. Repartition is a one of the technique where you are going to decrease the number of partitions. Okay, number of partitions is equal to, you are going to mention here. Okay, so repartition, repartition, and num partitions is equal to 1. So this is what I will say. Okay, repartitions, number of partitions is equal to 1. Now, when you run this thing, what will happen? You see. Okay, sorry. Okay, it's already exists. That's what it will say, right? I'm gonna say CSV2. Okay, I'm gonna say CSV2. Okay, it's already, this is also running, right? So let me remove this one for now and run it. Okay, I think it might have created, and you can go back to read data and refresh it. You have a CSV2. Now see here, we have only one file. If you can go and download that file, you will be able to see that it is having the entire data. Okay, it is having the entire data. So this way you can able to easily have the data. Okay, you have the data, right? You guys have seen, I guess, right? You see here the entire data, I have it here. Okay, so this is one of the technique where you are going to decrease the number of partitions to 1. If you want to have this many partitions, number repartitioning is one of the technique where you are going to repartitioning and coalesce. So there are two things. Repartitioning is to reduce the number of partitions, and coalesce is to increase or decrease the number of partitions. Okay, yeah. Which is faster? So they will be asking this kind of a questions in the interviews, guys. So what is repartitioning? What is a coalesce? So they will be asking these kind of a questions, and you have to prepare for that. Okay, so think that, for example, you have a repartitioning. You wanted repartitioning is like, for example, it is now 1, right? So if you wanted to increase it to 2, you can also do it. So repartitioning is primarily used to increase or decrease the number of partitions, okay, in a data frame. So but there is a one more object is also there, that is coalesce. Coalesce is also one of the function. What it will be used to is that it is to mainly to reduce the number of partitions. Okay, reduce means coalesce, repartitioning means repartitioning, either it is increase or decrease the number of partitions in the data frame. Which is faster, they will be asking you. See, whenever you are doing the repartitioning, you may be increasing the number of partitions or decreasing the number of partitions. When you're trying to increase the number of partitions, the data shuffling may be happening. To that means data shuffling means data redistribution across the different partitions may happen. Due to that, the repartitioning is takes a time. But coalesce is to reduce the number of partitions. When I say reduce the number of partitions, you already have that for example, to think that this is a two partitions. So when you wanted to reduce the number of partitions to one, you just have to merge the data. For merging, there is not required, data redistribution is not required. So you just have to merge the two data sets. So that's the reason coalesce is very faster compared to the repartitioning. Okay, so this is, you can say, okay, repartitioning is increase or decrease the number of partitioning. Coalesce is only to decrease the partitioning. Which is faster, sir? Coalesce is faster. Okay, yeah, because here data shuffling happens, data redistribution happens. Here such kind of things will not happen because only data merging or merging the two different partitions to one, or five different partitions to two, so something like that. Okay, so that you can say it is showing error, but it's actually working. I mean, you not to worry about it. Now you might have seen, right, how to write it, CSV file to reduce the number of partitions. You can also use here coalesce also. That's also fine. Okay, and this is how you can able to write the data to your write the data to the CSV file, and after that, this error is this much bigger. What I will do, I'm gonna just control X, enter. I'm gonna just keep it, guys. Just keep it. I don't want it to run because we are just to save writing it to some other platform, right? Write to JSON file. I wanted to write to the JSON file. For example, same data. I'm gonna take the df1 dot. I wanted to write it to. Okay, same thing. I'm gonna use repartitioning also. I don't want multiple parts. Right. Cancel this one. I am copying it. Okay. And what I would say, JSON format, you can use JSON, and it is CSV, right? So I'm going to use the entire path. I'm going to copy. Header is not required for JSON. Okay. Okay. So instead of CSV, I would just say JSON, employee JSON. Okay. So now you can able to write it. df1 dot repartitioning number of partitions is equal to 1, write dot JSON, the for file name where you wanted to store it. Okay, it might have done it, but it's making a lot of issues nowadays. You see here employee JSON, and this is how the file is. If you download it, you will be able to see it. Okay. Okay, it's actually opened here, guys. You can see here ID1 name Anil, ID2 name Sandeep. So this is how just now we have write the data, right? So this is how it is opening. Okay. So you can also write the data to the JSON as well. Okay. And one more is, I'm gonna control X, enter, paste it. And if you wanted to write it to parquet also, you can do it parquet, but you can't see the parquet data because parquet data is a compressed data. You cannot be able to understand it. You can just mention here parquet. Okay, and you can just mention here parquet. Okay, employee parquet. That's it. If you try to enter it, automatically it will be writing it to the parquet file. Okay, it might have written. Even though if you try to open it also, you can't open it, guys. I'm telling you, because you open it, but you are unable to read it. It's a compressed file format. Okay, so I'm going to open it for you. Notepad. So this is how it is. So it's a compressed format. You cannot read it. You cannot read it. Anything. You cannot be able to read the data. It's a compressed format. Okay, so that's how. But we are able to write it. So if you wanted to read this file, whatever the thing that you have stored, whether it is correct or not, you can always use WhatsApp. You can always use read the data from the parquet file, right? So you can always read the data from the parquet file. So where it has stored, copy that path and read it out from the pyspark. So that you can do. Okay, Control X, paste it here. And the final thing is writing it to the BigQuery. write to BigQuery. Okay, so if you wanted to write it to the BigQuery, so the same thing, df1. Okay, you can in order to remember anything if you wanted to write it to. So how to write to BigQuery from pyspark. We need not to remember anything, sir. Okay, Spark BigQuery connector. So there will be a syntax. Okay, from pyspark. Okay, here it is. Okay, write dot more dot format save. Okay, this is the same thing. I'm also using it here. They are using it like this, so I'm going to save it like this. Okay, copy it. I'm going to paste it here for your reference, and we will write it out. So for example, if I wanted to write it df1 dot write dot format dot BigQuery, right? So the same thing, slash option. Option is equal to, they mention the table name. I will also mention the table name. The table, where do we wanted to write it, sir? So we wanted to write it to some table, right? So you go here, you go here. Okay, remove all of these things. Okay, here we have landing. Okay, I wanted to write it to this landing. Okay, copy this and paste it here. Sorry, here. Okay, so here dot, the table name we have to mention, right? PySpark, right from PySpark. We are table name is right PySpark table. I will just say PySpark table. Instead of that PySpark table, I have mentioned the table name is, okay, slash dot save. That's it. So that's what they have mentioned, right? Okay, so what they are saying, temporary or GCS bucket must be informed. Okay, so usually temporary bucket has to be provided. So I thought the same thing. They did not mention the temporary bucket. It will not work out if you don't mention the temporary bucket. Okay, so let me try to mention the temporary bucket. So you can mention here option temporary GCS bucket. Is there something like that? Temporary GCS bucket. Okay, temporary. So look at the spelling, sir. Okay, GCS bucket, temporary GCS bucket, comma, and use any of the bucket. Okay, I'll be using this bucket. Okay, just use this bucket slash some. You can use just some temp one or temp two already there. Okay, so this you can use. Okay, it might have written. Okay, it might have written. So some error is coming from morning. I am not sure why, but let's see. Refresh it. Okay, there's no refresh option here. Okay, refresh it from the entire page. Come here, come here. PySpark table is not there. No, PySpark table is not there, sir. What was the error? These errors are very big. 5.4J error, failed to write it to the BigQuery. Yeah, somewhere here the error is, I think, temporary GCS bucket, source bucket. What was that error? I don't see any error actually. These are Hadoop issues. df1 dot write dot format BigQuery option table name dot dataset dot table name, and option temporary GCS bucket, the bucket name I have mentioned, and dot save. Okay. Oh, I need to mention some kind of a mode, I guess. So someone mentioned mode, right? So mode, I will mention mode override for now. Okay. So this is something some people have mentioned this also. I forgot this one. Okay. And again, the problem is same. Right. Save path occurred failed to runtime. Okay, 1 minute I'll do, sir. What is happening is that I'm using some temporary bucket. It might be having some kind of a. So what it will do is that it will create some temporary file and it will try to load it. So there could be some issue from the bucket end. I will try to remove this retention policy, because what it will do is that it will try to create a file and delete the file, and for temporary purpose. So that could be a reason, I'm just thinking. So let me redo it now. Yes, I think that was the problem. Okay, so what happens is that what this PySpark will do is that it will be using the Google Cloud Storage. That's what here, right? I have mentioned temporary GCS bucket. It will be using the GCS as a staging. So, but that particular bucket is having a some kind of a retention policy. So what it will do is that it will be creating some file and deleting the file. Okay, once the operation is complete, it will delete the file, and this operation is taking only very less time. So if that is having some retention policy, what it will do is that it will not be able to delete it. It is not allowing this PySpark to delete it. So if it is not deleting it, it is throwing an error. So now it has happened now. So remove that retention policy, and if you can go here and refresh it, now you will be able to see somewhere PySpark. Yeah, here it is, PySpark table. See here ID name, details too, and you'll be able to see the data like this. Okay, 2, Sandeep, 1, Anil, right? So this way you can able to write it to the BigQuery as well, guys. Okay, so these are the steps for writing it to the CSV file, writing it to the JSON, writing it to the Parquet, writing it to the BigQuery, Excel also. That is an assignment for you guys. Write it to Excel, that's an assignment for you. Okay, write it to Excel file. Write to Excel file. So this is an assignment. Same thing, whatever I have done it, you have to try it out. That's it. It will work out for you as well. Okay. I'm going to send this entire codes, whatever the things that we have done, right? I'm going to send you all of these codes, guys. So this file as well as this file, I will send it to you. Any questions anyone having? Anyone? Read it from the CSV file, and yes, we can do that, of course. Okay, it's for example, okay, take it from here, and that's a simple thing. I'm going to do it for this one. So, okay, let me take some CSV file what we have read here. That can be done. It's a very simple step. Okay, because don't think that it is a CSV we are reading it. So it's the same step, right? So think like this. See here. So don't you think that once this table is created, I can write it to any of this format? Because we first create the data frame, right? So you are not getting my point. If you are, see, this is a CSV file. Okay, I read it, I create a data frame. Now you want me to write it to the JSON. I copy this thing. That's the reason I'll tell you this kind of a things. Okay, employee JSON2, and I'll just say here df2. Okay, so you have, it's not that now it is a CSV file. Once you have read the CSV file and created a data frame, it's a table now. From the table, you can do anything. So you can do it here. Okay, it is saved. You can go to that bucket and go to the right data and JSON 2 and see here it is created and download it. Hope you are getting my point. Right, it's not this. You shouldn't think that it is a CSV now. See here. Okay, it was a CSV file. Once it was a CSV file, I converted into a data frame. The data frame can be written to anything, so as I told you here. You can write it to CSV, JSON, Parquet, BigQuery, Avro, anything, Excel. So it's your wish. This is your main step, creating a data frame. Okay. Yeah. Any questions? So this is, you can see CSV to JSON, but I'm not saving it. I don't need that file, but you can try it out. So I'm gonna say send it to you guys, all of these things. It's not getting deleted. Okay, this one as well as this one I will download. No. Write data. Okay, read data. Okay, so I'm gonna send it to you guys to your respective folders. Anyone have any other questions?
Yeah, hi Saiko. We need the how to add the partition and how to drop the partition, any single partition. Those things we needed next
I
step.
have mentioned here, right? Partitions. I told
So,
you. I'll share it to you guys. Yes, I have mentioned the partitions. Yes, you see here.
uh,
Yeah, that's what it is. So if you wanted to try it out with the coalesce, try it out. Coalesce also the same thing. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, okay, sir.
Yeah. Any other questions, anyone? Okay, this is it for today. I'm gonna send you files to all of you guys. Okay? Yeah, great. Thank you guys. Have a great day.